shock I learned while I was in Nigeria is about their food. Wow. They have a lot of food, though. Variety and nice ones, and some I've never even tried. Like, for example, the first culture shock in Kenya, we don't eat snails. Yes, you heard me right, snails. But in Nigeria, snails are delicacy. There was a time my husband went to market and bought snails. Yes, so Nigerian husbands are sweet. They go to market, do groceries shopping for you. So he went to the market, bought big snails, the African giant snails, and put them there. Those things are creepy and I cannot even touch them. So the snails walked out of the container where they were kept, and they were all over the floor, all over the wall. And I shouted like, oh my God, what will I do? So I had to call my landlady's daughter, and she came and collected them for me. So that is the fourth culture shock about their food I learned. They eat snails. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, but I can't eat that. So apart from snails, they also eat dogs. Dog meat is a delicacy there. So it's like there was a time I went to visit my uncle, and the little son was telling me, Auntie Giles, I went to visit my grandpa. Do you know what they ate? They cooked dog meat pepper soup. That thing was sweet too. So that boy was telling me, I was like, what? You ate dog meat? So in Kenya, who eats dog? I remember also there was a time we went to village, eastern Nigeria, that is in Abia State. And my great-grandma's dog was hurt. When I asked them what happened to this dog, it's like the dog escaped out of the compound when it was left free to move around. And somebody was trying to catch the dog so that they will have meat for that day. So the dog escaped death narrowly. So that one is a proof that really they eat dog. I'm not lying. But in Kenya, we don't eat snails, we don't eat dogs. And also, there's something called eba. You've seen them if you are a fan of Nigerian movies. The solids they eat. In Kenya, we are used to eating ugali, which is made from corn flour. We are also used to eating rice. We are also used to eating this pasta. But in Nigeria, their staple food are those swallows. They call them swallows. We have gari, which they used to make eba. We also have this one called semo. We also have fufu. We also have, which one? There are plenty. And the way they make them is totally different from the way we make our ugali back home in Kenya. For like, if you want to cook the eba, you will take water in your kettle and boil it. After you boil it, you take plastic bowl, like these small basins we used to wash our hands or do anything in Kenya. Turn that water into that basin, and after that you take your gari. Gari is a dry cassava flour. They do it, it's processed. After that you pour the gari into the bowl with hot water, then you mix it, you turn it with turning stick or the cooking stick. Then after that your food is ready, you are eating it. It's like, if you will do that to Kenya, you will say the food is raw. Because in Kenya, when we cook our ugali, we put it on fire, you boil water, turn your corn flour into the boiling water on your pot, then you turn it with that same cooking stick until the ugali is stiff and the fire has really entered its body. So that is contrary to what I learned in Nigeria. So it's like this thing is raw and it's very thin. It's like they did not put enough flour, but to them that is normal, and they enjoy it. And I had to get accustomed to it, because that was the only thing I could eat, because they say if you go to Rome, do what Romans are doing. So at the first few months or years, I did not enjoy it, and I lost really a lot of weight. But afterwards, I got used to it, and I could make my gari when nobody was home and eat it like a typical Nigerian woman. Yes. So another thing is how they cook their soups. They have plenty of soups. The one I learned to cook was I could cook pepper soup. I could cook egusi soup. That is one of my favorites. So when they cook their soup, is like they use the palm oil, but in Kenya we are used to the pure vegetable oil. So that is the difference. So in a Nigerian typical soup, they will put vegetable plus the meat plus the fish, everything in one pot, which makes food looks like baby's food. But in Kenya, when we cook our meat separately, then we cook our vegetables separately. Then when we serve them, we have a side dish. But in a Nigerian home, when you are cooking everything, you put it in the same pot. It's like they put vegetable inside there. They put fish inside the same pot. They add meat inside the same pot. They add crayfish, if you've seen them, if you had them, they put them. That is normally used. Crayfish and egusi is used to thicken the soup, and they are very rich in a lot of things, so they have some health benefits behind it. So that is how their food looks like. So if you see the food, you see vegetable, is like that moment you are mixing your baby's food, and you have to mix everything, smash it so it will look like somehow. So that is how it is, and they normally enjoy it. So to avoid being to stumble others, you have to do what they do and learn to get accustomed to it, guess to it, and you enjoy, because when they eat as a family, and when they serve you food and you don't eat, it will sound rude. So to avoid stumbling them, yeah, I had to try it, and I actually came to like it. So that is why I said egusi soup is one of my favorite Nigerian soups. So they have a lot of soups. I can't remember all the names, but the one I remember most is egusi, my favorite. So another thing I learned about Nigerians, about food, is like they eat animal skin. It's like in Kenya, when we kill a bull or a cow, the skin, or rather the hides, they use them to make some other things like drums and many other things. But that dry skin, they soak it and smoke it and sell it in the market for people to consume. Amazing, right? And weird. So that is a delicacy they add into their soups, and it's normal to them. If you bring that to a Kenyan in the market to buy animal skin or hide, they will be like, are you crazy? But they chop that in Nigeria. So that is another culture shock I learned. Another thing, the one I can remember, was about when a king dies. Yes, so that one is mostly not in all states, but in some states. So there's this thing with the Yoruba. Yoruba is Western Nigeria, that is Lagos and its environs. So when a king dies, I stand to be corrected though, but that is what I saw out of experience. So when he dies, they have to appease the gods. So that means they have to kill some people and use them for human sacrifice. I'm not superstitious though, but they do it. They call it oro. So I don't know the number of people they actually have to kill, but I know when the king of the local government I was living in died, there had to be some curfews in the region. So it's like they say, from this time of the day to this time, there is no movement, and if you are found outside, you are on your own, because those people are under the influence of Satan, the devil himself. So they have no pity, they have no mercy. They will batter you and use you to appease the gods or for human sacrifice. So that happens in most of the states. I don't know. I did not live in all the states in Nigeria, but I've lived in Lagos, and that one happened when I was having my